Hi everyone, I'd like to welcome you all to the first edition of Thinkbox, our brand new roundup of all things Spencer. Our people are working on a variety of exciting, innovative engineering projects, and our portfolio is growing and developing all the time. So what we wanted to do was to improve our communication by creating our own TV channel that will help everyone in the company, along with our clients and partners, to know who we are and what we're doing. Thinkbox will keep you updated on current and future projects, business initiatives, and it will introduce you to people in our business. You'll hear from our partners, our experts in industry, and learn more about the sectors in which we work. I really hope you enjoy Thinkbox and that you'll get involved and help it to grow. And as always, if you have any suggestions on how we can improve any aspect of the work we do, please get in touch with us. Stay safe and enjoy Thinkbox.
Spencer's rail sector is the division of the business that does infrastructure, depots, stations, platforms, everything basically that happens on the operational railway. And that can involve sort of third parties works where we're looking at maybe bridges or development type work alongside the railway. That could be new sidings and things like that clients want, where there's a connection into the operational railway.
My name's Ian Atkinson, Engineering Director for the materials handling part of the business here at Spencer's. The type of materials, typically the obvious bulk materials, are things that are mined, quarried or transported here by ship. The obvious things are coal, gypsum, wood pellets by ship, sand and gravel, limestone. For example, at a quarry, if stone's quarried, you can't sell it as a big lump of stone. So it has to be processed, produced into products, and then those products are stored, handled, loaded into trains, ships or road wagons. And the infrastructure to do that with any sort of bulk material is what Spencer's can deliver.
I'm Rob Marshall. I'm Sector Lead for Energy, which includes power generation and essentially decommissioning of nuclear. Going forward, power generation, 10 megawatt power plants, and then after that, subcontractor for civils works. There are also other markets where people are trying to reuse waste. So we're currently looking at some projects that are linked into cement manufacturers. So again, it's taking a waste product and making it into a fuel. So that's pretty interesting. That becomes a worldwide market. Outside of that, we're also looking at a more green technology of waste heat recovery. So we can see where there's a solution, we can see where there's a problem, and we can work together. It's what can we do tomorrow differently, which makes it interesting. It gives the client the confidence that we know what we're doing and that we're actually working for the benefit of them. You know, we're adding value to their business.
My name's Neil Hewitt. I'm the sector lead for civil engineering within the Spencer Group, and it's my responsibility to find opportunities out in the market, in the civil engineering market, to further develop the business along with the other sectors that we have in Spencer's. The majority, if not all of the bids we get in, will have a civil engineering factor. Civil engineering covers quite a huge range of activities. Without civil engineering, you wouldn't have any highways, you wouldn't have any bridges to get over rivers, to get over rail. It is the underpinning of the building we're sat in. Without civil engineering, there'd be no piles in the ground to support this very building. We specialise in the more innovative solutions, shall we say, in how do we get from point A to point B. The technically challenging scheme, we tend to find those the more interesting schemes.
One of the biggest strengths of Spencer's is the fact that we have quite an extensive in-house design department for civils and M&E, and that allows us to provide innovation when we actually produce our tenders.
When somebody hasn't done something before or needs to adapt existing technology to a new problem, we're very good at that. What Spencer's do is bring a broad experience across the industries, can develop a solution for them, can guarantee it'll work, which minimises the risk for them, and then pull all the components together.
What we're good at is the engineering part. So if it's got mechanical handling, if it's got civils works, we'll do the full lot and do it really well. The scale of a project's not really a problem to us. It's the engineering ability that we like to see and the challenge that's there.
Others would probably think, I don't want to look at that because it looks too difficult. Whereas we tend to be, that looks really difficult, we want to look at that one. Do we have the right people in house that can come up with some really clever ideas.
Our next job depends on us providing an exceptional service for our clients. We have a lot of knowledge internally. We have some very, very knowledgeable staff, and we pull on all the resources within the business to make sure that we basically come up with the best solutions for clients' problems.
My name's Yvonne Moyer and I'm the Head of Human Resources for Spencer Group. On a day-to-day basis, I've got responsibility for all of the recruitment of new staff, dealing with performance issues, any worries staff have, a lot of our initiatives that we do around employee engagement. I also have responsibility for the training function, so the training team organise all of the mandatory training and any developmental training. And the payroll function, you need to have a sense of humour. It's such a fast-paced environment. We're all change junkies, so you have to be really good with change. Been here 7.5 years. I joined originally as a PA for the construction director in what was our Sherburn office, which was then the rail office. So I came in to work as his PA. It was great because I got to know the guys who were actually out on the projects, so I gained a better understanding of how the projects work. That makes my job a lot easier. And then after 10 months, Gary, the MD, asked me if I'd come across and run the HR function, and I've been running HR ever since. I'm a slightly different persona outside of work. We're big bikers, so every couple of years we do a massive biking holiday. It's the fact that you see so much more. I mean, the States are fabulous, but when you go over there on a bike, we go with another couple, so just the four of us on the bikes. Everywhere you stop, people want to know what you're doing, where are you going? When you're in a car, you're in your own little bubble, whereas on the bike, you're actually out there, innit? So yeah, love it, absolutely love it. If I was stranded on a desert island, I think I would take with me Tom Hardy. Only if my husband was busy that day, obviously, but yes, I think I'd have to take Tom Hardy. I think it'd be very useful.
I'm Ben Bissett. I'm the Network Rail Scheme Project Manager for the IEP upgrade out there at Neville Hill. First and foremost, this job is part of a wider railway upgrade plan to upgrade the Network Rail infrastructure and the depot infrastructure for the introduction of the Azuma fleet. This is a vital cog, a vital part of doing that. We're taking the existing ballasted track, replacing that with a slab track structure with attenuation. We're installing new fueling points, new AdBlue dispensing points, and that's so that these brand new Azuma trains that are being manufactured currently can be serviced at this depot. It's an absolutely essential piece of work in the wider IEP Intercity Express programme introduction. Many different train servicing and maintenance activities are undertaken here. There are carriage wash facilities, there are fueling points, there are light repair sheds. Without these facilities, the network simply wouldn't be able to run at capacity.
My name's Joe Bennett, I'm a project director for Spencer's. I'm responsible for delivering Neville Hill. The job is split into 4 phases. Each phase is a road. Looking at the detail, the intentions is to remove the track, excavate the current ballast removal. The ballast is triple handled off site, so we excavate it with an 8-ton excavator into an RRV. The RRV then relocates it into a dumper. The dumper then empties it into a skip, and the grab wagons come and empty the skips and take it off site. So it's quite a complex process. As you appreciate, this is a live depot with tight constraints, so we've got all the depot traffic. Periodically you get working parties of train drivers, up to 20, trying to access and walk across site. So fenced excavations and spotters and banksmen are key. Logistics is a key to the success of the job.
We're currently working in a busy depot with a lot of train movements from the depot's operations team. We have RRVs on a daily basis transporting to and from site. We have reception roads 1 to 4 in our work site at all times. They're taken on a daily basis from 0700, and we have them right through to 1700 hours at an evening time. All of the lines on the depot, apart from the reception roads, are actually classed as open at all times. So we've had to go out of our way to put an ALO plan in place.
The depot environment is always a difficult one to work in. Ultimately, we have a depot here that's a live working depot in all its parts, and so that is the real challenge, making sure that our project works are delivered, but without importing too much reduction in capability for the depot.
Building relationships with these people is key to success. It's easier to work with them than against them. So whatever you do, you need them on board. Effectively, you're working in their backyard.
I think Spencer's deserve a great deal of credit for the proactive approach they've taken with this project. I can name check Joe Bennett and say he made a great deal of effort to ensure there was good levels of communication. Projects such as this rely on communication. There's so many interested stakeholders and interested parties that they're only successful if communication is good. There's definitely a willingness to learn here, and we've seen that with the reception roads we've delivered so far sequentially. From one road to the next, we have learned a great deal on how we deliver this job, how we execute the work safely. And I think the team have really been keen to take that on board, take the lessons and make sure we apply them on the next phase.
We do have a good relationship with Network Rail on this job. They do see the things that we're doing as positives. So safety is the number one priority on this site. Every single close call gets reviewed on this site and it helps us improve our safety standards.
I've also got to applaud the team on the quality of the workmanship and the product that they deliver. You can see, as I've said earlier, a great transformation out there, and that's due to the high quality workmanship and the focus on delivering a high quality product, which the team have really taken on board and ensured.
I take great pride in the fact that we've been acknowledged both internally and externally through stakeholders, Network Rail and the depot, for the hard work that's been put in, not just by me, but by all the team, because it is a team effort at the end of the day. And I take great pride in the fact that there's a great atmosphere on site with a great bunch of people.
I'm very proud of what we're achieving here, especially managing a job like this with the P-Way team. The guys are very, very experienced in what they do. The tasks that we give them aren't easy. They take it away. We all come up with an idea that's the best to complete a task. We do that task very efficiently, safely, on time, and it makes you proud to see what we're achieving in a very tight timescale.
Seeing the job progress has been immensely satisfying, and that's the way, personally, the pleasure I take from the job, seeing something go from concept, seeing it develop and seeing its journey, and eventually here we'll have a shiny new product out there and it'll be great to see.
My name's Paul Darby. I'm a general foreman for Spencer's, and I work on-site based from site to site within the rail industry. I was working on civils with Peter Burse while Charlie Spencer was working there many years ago, and the foreman at the time asked me if I'd like to join Spencer's. I took up the opportunity in 1992 and I haven't looked back since, really. But it's getting the right blend around you and the right team and the right camaraderie for me. And if you can move that way forward, that all moves into the health and safety side of things, of keeping a good group that, you know, always know how each other work, really. I'm quite happy with a lot of the jobs I've been on. I was very pleased with the way Kirkstall went, really. A couple of years ago, I've been on lots of projects with lots of different managers. Many good times on the jobs that I've been on, the projects I've been on. I like a drink, first and foremost, when I'm not working, possessions are not working, so I do try and let my hair down at weekends and have a few beers with the lads. My favourite football team is West Bromwich Albion, so I follow them. Grandchildren take most of the time up on a Sunday now, so I have 4 of those. But basically a fun-loving person, like a bit of a laugh and a dance. And that's me in general, really. And plenty of holidays, of course, if I'm allowed to take them. You know how it is, Matt. If I was stranded on a desert island, the one person that I would like to take with me there would be Linda Lusardi from the 1980s, because I know that we could float back together off the desert island.
We're running a design team that is a world-class asset in its own right, but its real power comes from the integration with the rest of the organisation. We have civil and structural guys, we have mechanical guys, we have electrical control and instrumentation guys. We can look at what we need to do on a site, we can look at what we need to do in terms of temporary works. The power comes from those guys working together in order to deliver a solution which is I guess, more than the sum of the parts. We will look at how to approach a project in the best possible way and then mobilise our resources behind it. It's about saying, okay, how can we do things better which delivers real value? We're looking for an edge in how we deliver projects. We're looking for an edge in terms of how we take our offering to the market. Certainly the reason I come here is that we can be involved in some massively influential projects across the whole spectrum of that project. You don't get that anywhere else. When I look at the guys in the design team, they can go around and say, you know what, I did that, and individuals within that team are directly part of the solution.
I started Spencer's 3 years ago. I originally came as an apprentice, and since then I've worked my way up, and now I've secured myself a CAD technician role.
My name's Anthony. I'm a senior design technician for the Spencer Group, and I've been here for around 7 years. I specialise in civil and structural engineering, and I also do architectural as well.
My name's Chris Kirkby. I work as a principal engineer within the design team at Spencer Group. I've been here for about 4 years now. Joined in October 2013 as a senior design engineer, and then moved up to a principal engineer quite recently. I assist engineers with their role, and they give me design concepts and specifications, and I make them into drawings which can then be taken right through to construction stage.
I will take a drawing from tender or from planning concept, and we'll actually then take it right the way through from tender to design development through to actually construction on site as well. And even afterwards, once the job is complete, we will actually do like an O&M manual and as-built handback file as well. So I'm sort of involved from cradle to grave, if you like, the whole life cycle of a job.
When you work at Spencer's, the jobs are always different. I've worked on rail, energy and nuclear, so they're very varied, like no 2 days are the same here.
Because we've got every single discipline under one roof, we can speed things up, we can make instant decisions on jobs, we can do clash detection, we can do what we call an IDC, which is interdisciplinary check, and we can really get a job going from start, and we can work at a rapid pace as well.
You've got to start off with the right solution, so we will put disproportionate time and effort into that early solution, taking the views of everybody in the organisation into account who's a stakeholder into the project, to enable us to start as we mean to carry on, but to start planning to succeed on a project from the early phases.
We can project manage, we can deliver design, we can construct, we can plan it. We've got everything here.
I love seeing my designs actually come into reality.
That for me is where the satisfaction is. Once it's up and running, you see your client's face and they're very happy with what they've got.
To sort of see your sort of fruits of your labour being built, that's the most rewarding part of it, really.
I'm Steve Allen, Infrastructure Manager, working in the IT department, and it's my responsibility, along with my team, to maintain and improve the IT infrastructure for the company. I've been with Spencer's for roughly 8 years, and I started off as a support technician, working my way up to a supervisor and then a manager. The good things about working at Spencer's is the challenge, really. It's always different, there's always something new coming along, and for IT it's, most of the time you're setting up an IT infrastructure in the middle of a field, which is always a challenge. Technology in 5 years has just exploded. Everything moves so quick, speeds get a lot quicker. So from the 8 years I've been at Spencer's, we've seen it from basically almost being impossible to get an internet connection in the middle of a field to now being able to get quite a fast connection. Outside of work, I've got a fiance who also works at Spencer's, a little boy called Max, 2-year-old, well coming up to 2, and 2 dogs. And I also like to run and try and keep fit. Well, since having a little boy, there aren't many nights out really, but we do, to be honest, within Spencer's, we do have a really good team atmosphere. We do a lot of social events, we've done go-karting, football within the team, we've got a little team going. So we all try and, have a good laugh outside of work as well as inside of work. So it's a really good atmosphere. If I was stranded on a desert island, I would probably want an internet connection the most. Yeah. I'd say the one website I can't do without is YouTube. You can find all sorts of good stuff on YouTube. Keeps you entertained, so yeah.
I've been working on slip forms for 15 years now. I suppose through my experience, I always wanted to kind of do things a little bit different. I just see when weather conditions change that actually it can be quite a horrendous place to work in, and a lot of the systems out there really are only covered with a monoflex. What I wanted, which was a 2-metre high perimeter on all platforms, and it's a confined space, you know, you need to have that extra area. On other systems, the top deck is basically a load-out yard, whereas our system, we've kept it 1.8 metres wide, which basically gives us 900 walkway and gives us 900 for storage on the top deck. And on the working deck, it gives us a clear 900 walkway all round, away from the work face. It gave the guys less to actually get aggravated about, and they could actually get on with their work.
One of the key advantages of this system is the pre-installed trailing deck. While we're building the system from scratch, we can install the trailing platform.
So as we slide, basically the whole system picks up the trailing deck. So we've got 150 mil of clearance where that happens. Once we get to that height, basically we put on our external flatting. We would look at probably doing 150 metres in 2 hours with 4 guys. So you're not having to stand the guys down. So in larger projects, you're getting a cost return on that. We actually can build it off-site, we can sign it off-site, we deliver it, drop it into place. So a 3-week build would turn into a 5-day build on site. We've got single acting jacks. They all actually lift together, but with them being a 35 mil stroke, it means that we're breaking the seal more often, which means that we're actually creating a higher finish. All our guys actually that drive the system, they're guys that know exactly how the process works. When things go wrong, you need the guys that have the experience. They keep ahead of things, they pre-plan to make sure that we don't have these issues. That way then you can de-risk these large-scale projects. I wanted to make sure that I could be sending guys to work and know that they were going to a safe workplace. It just builds that relationship that you can't get anywhere, you know, and once the guys have that mentality, the quality of work just shows in the product.